Manel, welcome to the playbook. It's great to have you here.
Thank you, Brian. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
So, my first kind of topic that I wanted to discuss was energy healing. And for me, I'm really not familiar with this domain almost whatsoever. I feel like definitely in my world, some of the words are they kind of are out there in the open a lot. So I see a lot about energy healing. Kind of the words are thrown around. I don't necessarily know what they mean. But recently, kind of my own natural curiosity has made me kind of see that this word keeps popping up. These words keep popping up. Energy healing. So if you could explain that a bit further and almost how you got into energy healing and what that is.
In my experience, we are energetic beings, and healing is a natural thing that is happening all the time in us. Let's say, it's the process to bring us back into balance. Okay, we are getting out of balance every time that we have an experience or we deal with a situation that is strong or very intense in an emotional way or in a physical way, or like having an accident or having, something unexpected. Usually that takes us, our energy feel out of balance. And then the healing is to bring that balance back again, which happens in a natural way if we are able to, if we were like wild animals, that would be very easy for us because we would just do it. Like the typical example of a deer that has been attacked by a lion and escapes, and then they just shake it out. Uh, that is a way to show how healing works. Um, we don't shake out many of the situations that we experience in our life, and it's why our energy feel our energy field doesn't go back into balance so quickly and in such a natural way like wild animals do. So we, the professional energy healers, we help people to move the energy, to help that energy to bring back, to release the blocks. When we don't process that situation, usually it forms an energetic block in our energy field that sometimes gets into the body as well. And we release that block. We open up that block. We release that energy, so the energy can move back again and get to do what it does. So yeah,
Okay.
that is pretty much energy healing, I would say. Yeah.
Thank you. And is that usually psychological blocks or is it physical blockage or can it be both?
Yeah. We have three main types of energy in our, you mentioned physical, but um, I'm gonna talk the physical. I would call it the will, is what we do, so it's part of this energy of will that we have. But also we have emotional energy and we have mental, or um, yeah, let's call it mental energy. So it usually affects all the different types of energy that we have. The when so the blocks uh, usually enter our system by the emotional type of levels that we have. We have different levels of it in our energy field. Some of them are emotional. So usually it starts in the emotional, and if that emotion is not felt and then released, usually stays there, and then it affects all the other levels through time. Okay, if
Okay.
we have an accident and break a leg, probably it start more from the level of the will, so the physical, but then also there is an emotion that will be affected. No one, well, or everyone feels emotional when we break a bone, isn't it?
Mm.
And then there will be also the effects into the levels of the reason, the mental levels, that will help us to say something. If we have a block in the mental level, it creates an images about life. It creates, and then a belief systems maybe, like, oh, I shouldn't be so brave to say something because every time that I'm brave or trying to do something, I break a bone, you know? So
Okay.
do, do you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we create a vision of life through our experience. And what healing is trying to do is to bring everything back into the primordial alignment that we are born with.
Okay. So yeah, that makes more sense definitely for me now. So in some aspects, it could be blocked emotions in terms of feeling something but not necessarily expressing it. Is that correct? And then it can creep up, it can lead on to blocked energy. So if I feel something, if I feel a certain way after an event has happened, but I don't express that emotion, then that can cascade or lead into blocked energy, and then as a result cause me something more drastic down the line. Would that be correct?
That is exactly correct.
Okay.
We really need, and I know that you talk in this program, you talk more to men,
Mm.
and so it's great to send this message here for us, for all of us, men and women, but maybe men, we are educated in kind of not feeling our emotions so much, or not. I would say that we are more encouraged to not pay so much attention to our emotions. But I would say it's important for all of us to pay attention to our emotions and to be brave enough to feel them, and to allow ourselves to be with them. If we are sad, allow ourselves to be sad. If we are angry, allow ourselves to be angry. That doesn't mean to be violent. That means to feel my anger in my body, which is a beautiful sensation. And for a man, I would say it's a very beautiful sensation, because when we feel our anger, when I feel that I'm angry with the world, with someone, doesn't matter. Allowing myself to feel that energy in my body will connect me with my personal power as well,
So,
with
so what
my
does
with yeah, yeah, tell me.
sorry. So what does that healthy expression look like for a man? Let's say the healthy expression of anger. Like is that how does one express anger if it's not to other people? How is there a healthy expression of anger? Because I've always been told that growing up as a boy that if I was angry, then I was almost, let's say, met with disciplinary action from a teacher or a parent. So what does that expression of anger look like?
I'm not talking so much about expressing anger, but I'm talking more
Okay.
about feeling the anger and embodying the anger. If you are angry, feel that anger in you, in your body. You can totally feel angry and stay sitting in a chair, like I am right now, sitting in a chair. Then maybe in the process of feeling that anger will want to move. So maybe you can then stand up and move your body, move with that anger. maybe you want to step hard on the ground, like doing boom, boom, bumping on the ground, stuff like that. It's very natural, very easy. It's fine. You don't have to break anything. You don't have to send that anger against anyone. Stay with your anger. It's yours. It's your energy. Own it. I'm a freaking angry man in this moment. Just feel it, you know? And
Yeah.
and and that's it. And maybe you want to go for a run, go for a run. Maybe it's enough. After a while, maybe after 10 minutes, maybe after half an hour, you are absolutely fine. Because what energy does, when we allow ourselves to be with that energy, when we allow that energy, that emotion to stay with us, it starts moving and it transmute into something else.
Okay.
So
So,
anger usually transmutes into power,
okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does make sense. And I had a similar experience here recently. I'm part of a men's group, and we kind of went through some of the anger work or expression, like kind of feeling that anger, and that was in the form of some like kind of primal expression. And for me, it was definitely difficult because it's on the outer kind of bounds of what I'm comfortable with, but the extent to which other men were able to express that or to feel that, and then as a result express that but in a healthy way, and the relief that gave myself and that gave other men there was immense. So what other kind of things do you see that men are facing with some blockages? What are some of the common reoccurring themes?
I'm teaching energy healing. I'm teaching, and in that teaching, it's very important to get in the beginning acquainted with all the different types of energies, and then later on to reach a point of mastery, and all these processes of connecting you with the primal emotions are very important. But and all this is great to do, to be able to connect with your anger with other men or with groups of people, men and women together. It's great, and be seen also in that anger and not being judged, because usually in most of our experience, at some point when we have been anger in the past when we were young, some many times we have been judged as well, or something have happened that, what I was saying in the beginning, that mental energy, that we were judged, maybe we were punished, we were, I don't know, or we were beaten up by someone else, stuff like that. And we start creating these ideas about life that are not the truth of life. That happens that day. Okay, that doesn't mean that life is like this always. You know?
Yeah. And what are some of the other, like, what are some of the common blockages that you see within men?
Well, fear. Um, Fear is I would say the main blocker in our energy field. So we have different. We usually suppress ourselves and suppress our full experience because of fear of something, and we are already born with. I'm going to say that most of us, if not all of us, we have experienced other lives before this one. So we come from other experiences. And in those experiences, many times we have had also terrible experiences, like dying in terrible situations, and we may carry that fear in us. So sometimes people that have been tortured and killed in very bad situations in past lives comes here with a fear to be in the body, fear of being the physical reality, fear of really surrender to the presence of being in this physical reality, and this fear prevents these people to really have all the energy that they could have in their body here. Okay. Another typical fear is if you have been betrayed when you have been loving someone, or you felt betrayed. Okay, so you felt betrayed, your heart gets broken. So is sometimes it breaks really, but other times it breaks. And if we have not been able to process that breakup, we would probably be afraid to fall in love again. So we create a block in our heart chakra. We create an unconscious block that prevents us from really connecting in a deeper level with people, and so on. We do that all the time.
We do. So,
Yeah.
and is that fear always of past events, or could it be of future perceived, like of our future perceptions of what might happen?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yes, the fear prevents us to move forward in the future in the way that we would like to, because we start projecting what happens in the past into what will happen in the future. And yeah, that we do that, and it's kind of a natural way to, survival mechanism of to go back to the tigers or the lions and all that. I know that in that forest there are lions, so I'm not gonna go to that forest again. I'm gonna kind of go around. And but in my perception, we humans, we are conscious beings, and we are here, being here in this physical reality. It's a beautiful experience to heal our soul, but I would say to heal, meaning to heal whatever traumas or fears we are carrying from past lives, but also to free our soul into having really this experience, into growing, into uh, like like today, what happens with men today? Okay, uh, I think that men that are conscious and they are conscious that we are spiritual beings and that this life is an opportunity for you to bring whatever you want to bring in this life, whatever it really feels important for you, to become that. And I'm not talking idealizing yourself or anything like that, but just what comes from your heart, what bring that courage. Sometimes, many times, we will we see something that is unfair or unjust, and we shut up because what is people going to do, and this type of thing. So kind of start daring more and more and bringing your truth out there, or okay, this, go and tell that guy or this woman that this feels unfair to you, and that you want to say something. Not that you have to get into battles every every moment, but also, or create a business, or be an artist, or go climb that mountain. I do climb mountains, and I love it. And it's been a long process in my life as well to to open up to to go for it, to 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 have to grow into that space of courage to be able to do things. Like there was a moment in my life, if you don't mind, I'm going to tell you a little story. uh, I think I was 35 or 36, and I was already opening to new possibilities of life, to my spiritual kind of opening. Okay, and as a climber and as a mountaineer, I always was going to climb mountains with friends or with other people, and that time I felt that I was needing myself to go to a big mountain and do everything, all the preparations, and book the trip, everything, go to that mountain just by myself. It felt important for me. It felt important in that moment. And at some point, I said, okay, I'm going to do it. And, and I just start talking about it with friends and all that, but I start training, and I booked the trip and I did it. And I start going to take some English classes because my English was even worse than is now. So, uh, because I decided that I was going to go to climb Denali Peak in Alaska just by myself. And so I did all the steps, and it took a year for me. I planned that trip in a year, and I ended up doing it, and I climbed the mountain. I did everything, and it was one of the most beautiful experiences in my life. And also I could say that that experience really, taking the challenge, it opened up something for me to take other challenges in life. So to me, this is what many men in this time we are kind of hesitating to do, to really take that challenge that we feel inside. It's not a challenge; it's an impulse that comes from our heart. I would like to do this. I would, and it's easier to get distracted, than really go for it. But I don't know. At that time, for me, it was like life or death. And when it feels like life or death, my advice is to go for it. Go for it,
Okay.
because one day you're gonna die anyways. So yeah.
Okay, wow. So that was almost your call to action, and using your courage to pursue that and take on something meaningful or difficult, to test your capabilities, to test if you would be able to do it alone. I think for many men, taking that step and following something that their heart might be saying that they might want to do is the most difficult part of blocking out those distractions and pursuing something that they deem to be a worthy challenge. And I think when you, as a man, like, you will truly find out who you are when you take on responsibility, and you do difficult things. It's not something that was ever told to me, so thank you for sharing that. I really do appreciate it. And I've almost felt the same. It's from doing difficult things I find out who I am, and I build my confidence, because I've taken on difficult things. I have said I'm going to do something, and I do it. So it's being integral, living by your word. These are core fundamental pillars of what it means to be a man. So for someone who would be struggling to even understand, like, what their challenge is, or or what is meaningful for them, or what might be their purpose. What kind of advice would you give to that person?
Yeah, look, when I took that challenge, when I accept that impulse that was coming from me, from my heart to do, I I I realized that I'm not alone. Many times we feel alone, we feel lonely, we feel I'm alone against the world. So I would say, all the men that are listening here, you are not alone. We are here, we are spiritual beings that are constantly supported by the whole universe, by the whole existence. But we need to take action because the universe supports us even if we decide to, okay, I'm going to be lying in this couch forever, the universe will just, okay, is that if that is what your soul wants, you can stay in this couch forever. But so the first question I would say, what do you really want? And you don't have to know what it is, but probably you know that you like to feel good. So is laying in the couch helping you to feel good, or it's, I don't know, go for a run or doing something or preparing something for or studying something that you really are interested with. Um, is that helping you to feel better, to feel good with yourself? So I would look for these things that are helping you to feel good because are an indication of who you are or of your purpose for this life. We are not here by, it's not a mistake that we are here. We all come here with purposes. And every time that we are in touch with these purposes that we are here for, it feels good. It may feel scary sometimes. Sometimes we may feel some vertigo, oh fuck. But inside, deep inside, it really feels good. And deep inside, you will know, oh, okay, this is for me. Okay, this is for me, so I'm gonna be here with it. Does that make sense?
It completely makes sense. What happens if someone rejects rejects the thing that they know might be their purpose because it might be frowned upon by other people? Like what happens to a man who, or anybody who rejects what is their true purpose in life?
Well, most likely you're not gonna feel good. Um, you're not gonna feel good with yourself. And I think that this is some sort of the epidemic that is happening nowadays. That that we that maybe the little boys are not encouraged to feel and follow their purposes, and we are more kind of trained to see what society is telling us that we are, or there, or there is a lot of confusion happening in this moment, I think, in the education model that we have. So if you don't follow your purpose, you're not gonna feel good, and you're gonna have a strong tendency to get distracted and to just feel good with these little moments of wherever, in Instagram or TikTok or all these places. Maybe you're gonna feel good just masturbating. you and even that is not gonna feel good probably after a while. So you're gonna kind of lose contact with reality because reality is not out there. Reality is here. Reality really, the real reality is in you. you can access a deep level of reality in you. You can say, okay, this is my reality and I'm gonna go for it. Or you can say, well, I don't know, I've been always, everyone has been criticizing me. It's been, okay. And so I need to look for reality outside. Yeah, my advice with this is keep coming back to yourself. Keep coming back to yourself. Because you feel lost, keep coming back to yourself. And like I said before, we are not alone here. The universe is supporting us. And when we open a window, a door, a little crack into the wall that is keeping us separate from the wall, that is an indication that the universe will follow. And start seeing the synchronicities that start happening in your life. Of course, to see synchronicities, you need to be present. You need to be present in your body. You need to be aware. You need to be awake. If you are sleeping and just watching your, I don't know, the distractions all the time, it's going to be difficult to see the synchronicities, most likely. So again, if you don't follow your purpose, you're not going to feel good. Your life is going to be meaningless. And until maybe at some point something happens that calls your attention enough for you to take the risk.
Okay.
And to be curious.
I think that's it, and that really resonated with me because I'm reading The Power of Now and really in moments during my day trying to come back to the present, come back to myself, not fear about the future, not lament about the past, and those are the moments in my day where I feel most at peace, and then I feel most aligned with who I am. And I think it's what a lot of people struggle with doing because there is a lot of things vying for our attention, distraction, kind of what society deems as quote unquote meaningful pursuits. And people get disconnected, as you said, and men get disconnected from themselves completely and staying present. So my practice is trying to remain present, trying to come back to myself whilst I navigate everything else. And it's something that I feel like isn't spoke about enough at all for men. It's a shame.
Yeah, it's a shame, and it's beautiful that we have this moment to talk, to chat, yeah, about it. So maybe someone will hear this and will take the chance to become more who they are. I read The Power of Now many years ago in my early 30s, and it's a beautiful book. I would say that the main message is absolutely truth. Life is happening just now, here and now. And so we can, when we start inviting ourselves to be present in this very moment, it's when we really start feeling life, when we can really start feeling who we are and opening to that purpose that we were mentioning. And so meditation is another thing. Meditation, not a meditation to escape, but a meditation to stay. A meditation to stay, to go deep into the body, to feel your body, to stay in silence with yourself. All these type of practices that are inviting more presence into you, that I would recommend 100% for any man that feels lost in life. one thing that I really appreciate as well is I love beauty, you know, and uh, so I really love to see a flower, and I love to see a gorgeous woman walking down the street or coming to talk with me. I really love that, and as a man, I I love beautiful music. I love many types of music. I'm 58 now, um, and I still feel strong. But what I feel mostly is that I feel more free than ever to be who I am, and in that freedom, I allow myself to feel life and to feel the beauty. It's very important for us. We are not taught that enough, I would say. It feels sometimes that just women can appreciate beauty, but that is not the truth. We are all designed to feel, perceive, and be with beauty. And how more free and in alignment with the beauty of everything we are, more that we are gonna feel our purpose as well, because we will feel more connected with everything. So it's kind of a wheel that when it starts spinning, it grows and grows. It's like the snowball. And that doesn't mean that everything will be perfect, that everything, that suddenly you're going to become another person or anything like that. You're going to be always who you are. But maybe you don't know who you are enough. So be open for surprises, I would say. Um, because it's just, it's just beautiful to be who you are.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. That's what's most unique about people is themselves, and everybody is so unique to each other. And when you truly, I have found in my life, the people who I like the most are the most authentic versions of themselves, or the most unique, and they don't mind sharing that with the world whatsoever. And yeah, I'm trying to bring that more into my life. I mean, it can be difficult navigating as a young man trying to find out who you are, especially in your early 20s, and finding your purpose and finding out who I am. So I think day by day and week by week, I'm finding that out a bit more. So in terms of your purpose now, like it's clear that you know who you are, but at this stage in your life, kind of what is your purpose going forward?
Yeah, at this stage in my life, what I'm doing is for the last more or less 20 years, I became an energy healer. Okay, because that it's not that I ever thought when I was young that I was going to be an energy healer or anything like that. But I was having I would say spiritual connection since very young. So I guess that kept me attached to that space of the unseen world. And now I think I'm in my what they call in astrology my second Saturn return, which they say that I'm not an astrologist, but I know some stuff about it. So they say that is a strong moment to really affirm in your life uh, who you are, who you are. And I really feel that I'm in that space. And I'm trying to keep exploring and affirm who I am moment by moment. And I do energy healing. I see clients in person, but I'm also opening for more because I want to bring the teacher that is in me more into the world. Um, I'm having also some other business, universal healing, that it's a group of healers. We do remote energy healing for a bigger group of participants. That it's kind of bringing energy healing very accessible to anyone in the world. So you don't have to book. The healing is happening at the time you book it. Is cheap. You receive the healing. That's it. You don't have to do anything. So, so these little things, this creativity, open to my creativity, to the guidance that I'm receiving. So I'm enjoying my life, and I keep enjoying beauty, and I like climbing now like I love it in the very beginning when I started doing it in my early 20s. Um, so there are things that I love because they touch me deeply, like climbing and being in high in the mountains and all that. Um, and when I have an authentic connection with you mentioned the word uniqueness before, and so when I am in my uniqueness and I am able to help someone to realize their uniqueness, that is in my sessions of healing, that it's very beautiful for me as well. So and there are things that maybe I will never you know explore enough. Like I like to sing, but I never I never took singing lessons or anything like that, and it feels like I'm singing worse and worse. So, but anyways, I like to use my voice, and maybe next life I will use my voice a lot in the singing. So I have a lot. A lot in my life now and a lot to keep exploring for many lifetimes to come. And I hear many times people that are fed up with the physical reality and they say, I don't want to reincarnate anymore and all that. I really wish that everyone could feel and reach that space of uniqueness that and discover that we are here to explore, we are here to enjoy, we are here to dare to do things that our soul is longing for. So how come we don't want to be here if this is an open field for that?
Yeah, completely. I think that's it, and it's the exploration to find that uniqueness is the key, and having the courage, as we said, to take that first step is going to be the most fundamental difference, the most fundamental step forward. Um, I really, really enjoyed that, Manel. Where can, if somebody is listening and they're curious about energy healing, or they're curious about what you do, where would they find out more about what you do?
Yeah, I have two web pages. One is universalhealing.org. That is the remote group energy healing that we do. And then there is Manel Casanova Healing. That is Manel Casanova is my name, and healing it's what I do. That uh, so you can go there and see what I'm doing and connect connect with me if you are curious, because I'm really I really love to connect with anyone that wants to do that of jump of experiencing life. Many times we experience life as victims, and do the jump to experience the life as a creator. It's a very
Hmm.
different sensation.
Completely. Thank you. Thanks very much for being on the playbook. I really did enjoy that, Manel.
It's been a pleasure, Brian, and you know where to find me if you like me to move me back because I enjoy it talking with you.
Thank. I do too. We had some technical difficulties, but I think we prevailed.
Yes.